Okay, before we go on the Maimo, I put up on the WhatsApp the Ramban and the Marsha. So really, the Ramban says very little. If you want, you can look inside the Ramban. The Ramban says just says two words. לכן אני יורש שם שחרתני נסקלקלתי בחטא ויגרם לי לימוץ בדי עשב בלושן רש"י ואין נוחן בלושן הכוסף. That's the only two words he says. אין נוחן בלושן הכוסף. And it doesn't explain why in Bashna Kosov. But in our Maimer it says in Bashna Kosov, Bashna Mikra, Kavona, the godless Vakatnus of B'mayas of Shivas Vadov Lebri B'Umiut. That shot in Ramban, that doesn't say in Ramban. That's what the Marsha says. That's what's confusing. If I put up the Marsha first for the Ramban. If you look in the WhatsApp, the Marsha says, what's a loima? Titus Ramban שטוען ואין אנחנו ראשנה כוסוב, what's a loima שמלץ קטונתי מים ברקמוס, אבל הסמרת צריך יוסר באיכוס. What? Really? It says the opposite. So that's what it says. So that's what the Rashab, the Rebbe Rashab expression on the Maimon, and the Marsha says, "Katointi Maimar Kamos, Nesmatis Cheres Maimar Eichos." Because what the Ramban says is the opposite of what the way the Marsha Pshat and Ramban is the opposite. So the Pshat is like he says here, the opposite. Kot means Kamus and the Smat means Kot means Eichus and the Smatus comes. Stop. Let's go back to the Maimon. So we started. So the Nikuda is. So the final thing is we have to understand the general point. Why he explained. He already was Miyashiv. He reconciled the Ramban and the. He reconciled the Ramban and the. And Rashi, because it says really the campus and the Echas depend one on the other. Okay, so now in page Hey. So the question, okay, so let's start again, 4 lines from the top, page Hey. אמנם גוף הדבר שעל ידי הנס מתלק מזרחי יסב, אין אמבומן לחרר, שערי שכר מצווה, היה על מלך. כן, מה שייך מנקים? The whole union of מנקים בשכר יסב means that because he got Hasadim, because they was benevolent to him, because he got all the great miracles, so that reduces his points, his chuyas, his merits. But the Chayy says, the schar is not in this world, schar is in the next world. So whatever is done to him is nothing to do with the schar. So he says, we started already, we'll start to get the atam why is that? Why is it? Nish be'elam az yev shal yisnim shcha kalam khnes mal kalam. Elam az dam shoch so the kosne elam az kan zon mal kalam. Wie shel ze shba yatzimtzem nim do khaylos. Az mishtal madrega because that is comes to the tzimtzum and it's measured according to the elam is the male it's mishtal madrega. It descends from state level to level. נמשך each olam לפי ערך האוlam. מה שנמשך הוא רק האור לבד, כידוע, החיצוני שבאילם נעשה פנימי לתחת. רק האור לבד. It's only a radiance, a reflection. It's only the חיצוני שבאילם. אבל יוסף כל העלמין הוא למעלה מהאילמס. ואי אפשר להיות באילם גיל ארץ עשר כל העלמין. ארץ עשר כל העלמין is so higher. So remove from the elements, it's impossible. It should be gil of a cerebellum. Boils in the shaft kashin shalom. The concept of ha'or is not it doesn't apply to seven. The concept of seven means there's no ischalkus, there's no division. It's only one flow, one way of expressing a likus. There's no changes, there's no levels, there's no division. So there's no such thing ha'or and etzem. It's either there or not there. So seif kol means if it's mizgal, it's the full thing. Because I'm shocked of Mamal is all of that. It's only showing us a pnimi latach. There's a mishalk of Zamizeh. Fact that the low madriga gets only the chitzonis from the higher madriga, that's because there's a division. But the idea of Seif Kalam means that he expresses himself as he is, not dependent on the Mekabel. There's no difference. The Rebbeinu, the Oilers cannot receive it that way because it's too high, it's too powerful. Agam das Shemaim v'sot ani mola koel serva kol ha'om shnim zevchol mokem. It says in Chassidus that the pasuk of Shemaim v'sot ani mola means gilu serv kol because ani mola, ani means the essence, the etzem, which is servant. In a zer be'elam, but this type of being is only be'elam. Aber Gilui and some comment actually is Bailam Chum. Agam, then it takes the opposite direction. Agam Tris Mal Kampen, Gam can anyway have Gilui Lamata. The Gilui in Mal also we don't have the Gilui. Shebay Lamaze, Agashmi, anyway, Gilui Likus. We see in Lamaze Agashmi that the Gilui don't feel Gilui Likus, don't feel godliness. We come a whole Dove, Shebay Chayasam Chaye as a Dove. But still, each object in this world has the Eibush life force, the light that gives it life. Actually, I never in a magic Chayes the reason why the Niva doesn't feel it is because the Chumrius, the materialism is overpowered. It's not essentially not Bisgalus. It's really even Bisgalus. No, there's something else that prevents it from being Bisgalus. The Chumris. It just depends on the refinement. If it refines the Chumrius, then it'll be Gilaliki. For example, before Chetzadas and Yirgashachai is a Chaysaliki. It was felt, it was Mizgalus, the Chayes Aliki. Before Chetzadas, there was everything was bottled, nullified to the Chayes Aliki. Where Gila Likus Ba'elam and the Likus was Mizgalus, Kamayma Ikashkin B'Tachtenim. That's the key point. So it can be now also like that, if not for the external reasons of the Chumrius. Not only there can be the Gila the way it was before Chetzadas, even more. That not only do you feel the Likus Beit Chetzadas, but when you daven and learn properly, you feel the godly light in it. That's possibility. Every goof. It's interesting. It says kamoy chen. I think it says kamoy. Kamoy v'chayvus hanefesh mistabshim b'evei haguf, just like it is in the chayvus hanefesh mistabshim b'evei haguf. The attributes of the soul, the powers of the soul that are invested in the guf like shachayma meichezach v'dak, if the matter of the brain is refined and subtle, and not subtle, the word is refined and very and the word v'dak, very not very spiritual. Oishem zach shachayma moich, either shachayma meichezach v'dak is born like that, he has a brain which is more idle. Oh, you know, in a way, to avoid is mezachach. He elevates, he refines his chaim. So that's the way it is. Unrelated to godliness. It says the person has the ability, he has the koyach to be mezachach. The kli amoyach to make it. Avoid the shemezachach hungry saguf and dashabamis. When the person refines the materialism of his body and his nefesh, so that is possible that it should be the should shine in him. Davening when he has comprehension of the kus, lahasik toivin iliki, stands well in iliki, banach toiv b'moiches, leg zechob in iliki. So that is the possibility. That's in davening. Similar the light, the godly light of Torah, and Hashem Torah, and that early key, not only is it by him, no, it's it's surroundings also. If he puts himself in the proper position, he can see to the world around him. Not only is the world around him, not concealing godliness. But if he looks the right way, he can see godliness in the surroundings. First, he can see it in the general laws of nature, the way the world operates. If he looks around him, he sees all the wonders of nature. He sees not wonders and even the standard nature, the laws of nature. He can see godliness in that. Also in his personal life, he recognizes, like it says in the Memorim in you see a lot of things that happen in your life. It's not something that is a result of your actions or someone else's actions. That he sees in his personal life that really it's all run by the Eibishter. Zeu kasher hu, kasher hu b'dakis v'chamiriyus arei gilui likus. If he is in a state of refinement from his materialism, he's not materialistic, so you can see godliness around him. So that all this shows that Urban Malakal is in a state of gilui, because if you're really in a certain state of refinement, we could experience that level of likus. That's why in Elos Elyonim, since the Gila from Malakalam in Elos Elyonim is higher. I'm Mashakasa B'Sefshel Beinim Beklamet Zayin. Famous expression Beklamet Zayin. Beklamet Zayin, let's say Beklamet Zayin. 1 second. Where does it say Beklamet Zayin? It's possible that it means. It's possible it means when it doesn't turn back on Zion that that each neshama gam shir tzadik gomer even Hashem avet tanugim biyo avet tanugim lo yagil lemalas dvei kuse b'Hashem termid osayim mazachumri. Maybe that's what he means. It says that in the Elam Esilyanim the gil is higher. That's what maybe that's what it means. But the truth is, the other option is maybe means Perek Lamed Vav, because Perek Lamed Vav, it's a famous Perek. It says that that the Elam Az the Elam Az yes Shemeir what it says. It says how the kavon is there with tachtonim, because the Elam Esilyanim over there, there's more of Gilui. Okay, that's what it means. That it means what I said, that the Shama B'Yesa B'Elam Abba, the Gilui is greater. So that all this is part of the explanation. We are now on top of page Pevov. So finish the explanation now. He asked the question. He said a statement. Is Behelim. Is Begilus. He asked the question. Have you seen practicality that Mal is also Behelim in this world? We don't see it. Of course. He says the truth is there is Gila Mal. The reason why we don't see it is our own fault, because our materialism overwhelms us. But if we refine ourselves, we could see it. He gave a few examples. We can see in godliness and laws of nature. We can experience godliness in davening and learning. So all these are examples how Male is begilu. Is moved, it's separated, it's removed. That level of cannot be revealed in elements. That's what the famous statement in Kabbalah is. In order for the creation of the world, there had to be a tzimtzum. The insof is not tzimtzum directly. It's impossible to be creation of the world. Famous statement that time term there was no space. Space means there was no, not space in the physical sense. It means there was no condition. The conditions didn't allow because the iron surface, the infinite iron surface, in a state of full revelation. So the elements cannot handle it. Action. It's time to the Salomon. Okay, so he just said the kitzur. He's in the middle of explaining what's the in the schar mitzvah by Amalek. So before that, he introduced the difference in the Mal Kalam and Sev Kalam. Mal Kalam means is base galus in this world, is relatable. Mashen can say is above. In the schar, what is schar mitzvah? Schar mitzvah Mashach Sev Kalam. The whole concept. Schar mitzvah, the reward to the mitzvahs means the Amshach of Sev Kalam. So they're called in mitzvahs. This is really the whole purpose of the mitzvah, the whole goal of a mitzvah. Shem Chas Rotzna Elyon, that mitzvahs are the Rotzna, the Emsh Rotzna, which means the Amshach Gilufness and so Sev Kalam. The ultimate purpose of the mitzvah is to be mamshech, to draw, to pull down in this world, in our experience, in our life, from Eir Sev Kalam. That expression, that concept is stated first in the Sefer Emek HaMelech, beginning Shakavona Hi. The Emek HaMelech talks about the famous Rashi. Rashi says, Koyach Ma'aseh V'Igdil La'amoi, which means Shakavona Hi Sha'adei Teo Mitzvahs Lahamshich The whole point of Teo Mitzvahs is to bring down the Eretz Shalif Natzim Tzimtzim. They are saved, which should meir begilui. Mishukosam is a ba'era b'dur Shem Tishalash Samachvov. The first Ma'amah Samachvov explains this whole concept, beginning. Okay, so this is the meaning of schar. So that's the schar mitzvah. The mitzvah, schar mitzvah, it says in Tani, schar mitzvah, mitzvah atzma. The mitzvah, this is the schar, the galus of the mitzvah, of the level of mitzvah, what's an alien, of sever. So that's the pshat of Lashon Chazal. Schar mitzvah, alma leka, ki actually is gila zachsha. By alma, the schar mitzvah, gila, sever, it's impossible now, because like I just said, explained before, that this world is not a keli for the Eira sever. אם לא עושית, ואי אפשר להיות גיל הזה עכשיו. גיל בשכר מצווה cannot be now because the world is not a keli. כי אם לא עושית שיהיה חד חוב, only לא עושית לא שיהיה חד חוב, we reach the level of חד חוב, which means, שאילם לא יהיה בהגשמה, חד חוב means the materialism, the הגשמה, the crudeness of this world will disappear. Xov will be destroyed. The world will be refined. Then, so what happens now? Since now we cannot get the gilis, so where do we feel? What is the function of the mitzvahs? But achshav, so what is? I'm sorry. So what the effect of our mitzvah now is only in atzilus. That in atzilus is meiseperes. Gam ba'atzilus sham shacham mitzvah ne'atzma. In other words, you mamshich himself in atzilus. That's ourselves in atzilus. We in this world cannot receive. Not only that, gam ba'atzilus amshocha mitzvah. Even though atzilus gufa, the amshocha is stands separate. Gam elam atzilus in the yochel kabbalah like a meres b'fnei atzma. Atzilus itself cannot really receive.
David.
Yeah.
There are some mitzvot that the Torah said the sechar is this and that. And then that's it. So I said we see that the rewards, there are some here. I mean, I don't know, not all of them, but explained clear, explicitly. But we said the sechar is here. So this is how is that can describe it.
Okay, first of all, what we say in davening, means the schar we get in Elam Hazeh is only the payers. It's not the real schar. The schar that all the schar you're talking about, that's only a payresein. It's only an external part of the schar. It's not the real schar. That's Pashtas Pshat. The real schar is going to be lost. Some schar is in now also, but that's not the real thing. That's one pshat. But I'll look it up also. How it fits. I think it says some Chassidus talks about it somewhere explicitly. In the Maimon Tzitzis and the I'll look it up. Okay. But I'll point the way we understand here now, the schar mitzvah doesn't mean the actual reward in the sense of. No, but it says all the like it says in like the Mishnah to say pay that's not what that's not the schar is talking about here. Here is explaining the concept of schar mitzvah by al-malek. Schar mitzvah means the ultimate experience of seviv kol. In other words, it doesn't contradict it. It's a different take on the concept of schar mitzvah by al-malek. The truth, like I said, you can ask the question itself. It says, why does it say, it's not even a kashin chassidus. No, it talks about a different schar, a different level of schar. Okay, it's good. You're raising a good point. I'll have to do a little more research on it.
One more question. So the fact that what we say in this olam, it does exist, so also exists, correct? But the idea is we don't reveal it. What that's
we can't experience. We can't. There's no way for us to experience it because it's too. We can't handle it. We're not catering for that. If you have a say, we'll dissolve.
But we learn in the previous Maimon that you can even or the Tanya also says that the person can reach to a level that experience that even I'm not exactly sure if the word asmus, but you can experience the higher olamos. We can explain that you can go out of. That's what we learned. And also in Tanya it says that if you do the proper thing and everything, that you can feel something beyond this world. Correct? Higher than this world, I would say.
Okay, that's a good point making too. That Chassidus always talks like that. First, we say the statement that by nature, in its own nature, it cannot reach Sevev, but I guess to a specific levels in Avodah we could reach it. It's stages. The standard. You're right. That's what Chassidus always talks about. Like I said yesterday, you're right. Before, and a lot of my mom talk that eventually to our Avodah we do reach some kind of Sevev. That he's talking about things are in their standard, in their natural state, so to speak. Yeah, you're 100% right. That Chassidus always talks about that. We, in reality, to Mesiras Nefesh, to all these type of Vedas, Chomedecha, we do reach higher than Mamala. True, but it's not the natural. It's not the standard way of being. Just like there's nature, and there's like he's going to talk about later. But Nisim, there's the nature and there's above nature. The standard way of existence is that we cannot receive saving. Okay, but you're making a good point also, what I say. All right. So we'll continue now. He says, he's saying something which actually, in the Rebbe's first Basar Vagani also brought down this concept. He's just saying now that mitzvah semedes la'ad, that the mitzvah, the Ein Sof, that we are mamshech now to avoid and not silus, it stands separately to wait until Mashiach comes. Then, so that's answer number one. Then there's another question. There brings another concept, similar question to what you asked. Everybody said that Seif Kalam doesn't exist. It says in Tanya that the reason we have to stand up in front of a person who does a mitzvah is because when he does the mitzvah, her makif is surrounding him, which means there is some kind of expression of Seif. So the answer to that is also so that level is also behelim. It's like a deer, but we don't experience it. Because of Shom, it's in Tanya where there brings that lotion because we cannot have knowledge, we cannot experience that gilu that's to mitzvahs. But then he says, but that level of makiv, that's the mitzvah, it's not is not as high, is not as removed as the makiv of Shemayim V'Aretz Hanimol said earlier. The mitzvah geras mitzvah, because the one mitzvah draws another mitzvah. They are makiv, and a mitzvah mishum zeh eretz l'ased mitzvah. Come this makiv over. So again, so it's all a matter of degree. So there is a certain level of Agilei HaSevev that exists through that Tut Kima mitzvah, but it's not the ultimate thing. Omnom, so that's Teva. So that's why I told you before that he's going to take it to Nisim. Nisim, so in the normal nature of things, the world is not a Kedef for Sev. Omnom in Nisimu, but then there's something called Nisim. Nisim is a Gil of Shalom Mailam. When there's miracles in this world, that is actually an expression, despite what we said, it's impossible, but there is an expression. There is an expression of the Sevev to Nisim, to miracles. From the regular Amshach Elikis, which is which is creates the world and sustains the world. It's possible should be nisim. Kim ze amshach hadash b'nesev kol ha'olam. The nisim means there's amshach hadash. There's a new level of amshach. There's a pull down at the door of chayas b'nesev kol ha'olam. L'chein be'emes means battle b'zat teva. So because that level of Gilul Likus is that Likus is misgalet to us, that is why the laws of nature are broken. The Shemeir Ershel Ma'al Mo'elmus. So that's the Indian of Schar Mitzvah. So okay, so we said two things here. Schar Mitzvah B'ayam Alekem is the normal nature of this world. Is by Alma. The standard way of the world is operates. So there's no schar mitzvah, there's no gil of sevev. Good, because sevev is above the olam, but there is a concept of schar mitzvah. There is a certain level of schar mitzvah which does reach us, which is two miracles. Al kein shaykh leimal ze nakelim case. So that way we can explain what does it mean. So he has the question, and has the answer. So the truth is, both the question and the answer needs still more. Top of page pay. Hey, ask the question. How is it possible? So how is it possible that to the chasodim, because nasali nes, the person should nasali nes, so a person has a miracle. It means his points of merit are reduced. Anything that happens in this world is not schar. So how's it possible? His answer, nasali nes. Nes is taka in of schar mitzvah. The concept of nes means something which is taka above the standard laws of nature. That reduces the schar. That's still we still don't have a grasp of this concept. That's the general point, but he's going to get more into it. Hopefully that will give us a better understanding. Was sagt er weiter? The so, so to understand better this concept, we're going to discuss more the whole concept of Nisim, more detail. But because, like you say, because it all applies not just our pasuk, it's the Gemara. The Gemara says, right in the beginning of the Maimar, about the Gemara and the Shabbos, so we're talking about Nisim. What's the meaning of Nisim? So he's going to get into the discussion, what is Nisim? He brings in the concept we learned all along in this Maimar. It says in the after of Shiur's Dvar, Kale Day Savaya says Chassidus Pshat. She has base days, the two general views of reality, the two opinions, so to speak. Das Elin, Das Tach, the view from above, the view from below. Das Elin, who view from above is Shalamayla Yesh Lamat Ein, that above in the Likus, that's the real being, and everything below it is Ein, it's nothing. Ein, the Sofa Yesh Amiti. The Insof, the Eibush himself, is the real Yesh, he's the real being. Chola, Giluim, Chola Yisav, all the Giluim, all the expressions of Likus, and all the creation. Ayin ve'efetz, it's all nothing. Because the Kula Kamei Koloch Shivet, Mamash, but everything is relative to him, everything is Koloch Shivet, it's like nothing, it's insignificant. Mishakosov, like the Pasuk in Daniel. Hold Ayore Ara Koloch Shivet. It's a passing in the Nil, but I think over there the word Kolo is the Lamed Hey, if I remember. That's another. I don't know why it chooses to bring punkt now, bring the passing. The expression is in there. Kol Kamei Koloch Shivet. In the Nil, the Lashon, the pasuk of the Nil says Kol Dayore Ara Koloch Shivet. All Dayore Ara, all the residents of the world is insignificant. That's Elliot. So that's the view from above. The Mila Yesh Tamatay. Das Tachtenu, Mashenkin, das Tachten, the view from below, Shabriya Yesh Me'ayin. The Bria is from nothing to something, which means not being to being. Shabriya Pchines Yesh V'Nivra Yesh. The Bria is the Yesh. V'Nivra B'derech Me'ayin V'Dachin Ha'aref Pchines Chapshus. That's the view from below. Okay, period. Now it's going to go into all discussion of what does it mean. What is the Bria? In the Yeshish Tashas Ilval, we learned in the past a whole very long Shechem about Ilval. We learned Rosh Hashanah Samachei, Shavuos Samachei, and Rosh Hashanah Ayin Aleph. All Arichas, what is the concept of Ilval? But here is going to give us the short version. What is Ilval? Yesh Tashas V'Oshem Be'er Zel Zeh. In other words, you describe what Yesh Ma'ayin. To understand what Yesh Ma'ayin is, we have to first compare Yesh Ma'ayin to Ilval. Was meint Ilval? Sagt Shen Be'er Zel Zeh. The cause and effect are on the same realm, the same, so to speak, dimension. All the effect is first contained within its cause. The way the all is created from the Ilah is it's from the hidden to the revealed. Like the standard martial cities, intellect and emotions. I am midas kind of including by seichel be'elim. The midas, the emotions are first contained in the state of concealment in the seichel. Then the next stage is the emotions are revealed. Zeh Shamar Azal Hamishim Shari Bina Nira Ba'olam. That's Muhammad is also in the Maimah Chazal Hamishim Shari Bina Nira Ba'olam. That's 50 gates of understanding. What's meant to Zakta? Bina Yeima Bani. Bina is the mother of the children, like it says in Tanya Perigimel. The Bonim Ema Midas. Bonim are the midas, the emotions. Bina Ema Meledas and Mekalas Amidas. Bina is the mother. What is the mother's function? To give birth and create and reveal the midas. These are the shiurim, the gates. What do you mean? Test shiurim. What do we have? First, we have the 49 shiurim. What does test means? Connected zayin midas. Whole midah kulam is zayin. Zayin parim zayin test. The number 49 means 7 times 7. That's the 7 midas. Each one is called them is each one has within it the 7 that we're going to say so in the sphere. So each midah has a certain gate. That's the shiurim. The midah comes through a gate. That gate, that is the intellectual. Hatoya means what is the word for hatoya? The leaning. You lean in a certain. Your mind leans in a certain direction. So the leaning of the mind, that is the shar. That is the gate. He develops it. I call me the process. Each individual type of emotion is really a result of a certain level of understanding that is machayev. Machayev means it in a way forces that emotion. The fact that you have interest in something, you have emotional reaction to something. But it's the most simple example. The fact that your emotion tells you I'm drawn, the fact that you're drawn to something, you feel that you want it, that's a result of your understanding. Because his mind, his intellect, tells him that this thing is good for him, so that makes him feel gives him a feeling of being drawn to it. If his mind wouldn't understand the benefit of this particular of this particular thing, object, or person, you wouldn't want it. But so that is the gate. The gate is that leaning of the seichel that directs the person to feel a certain way. Similar to a gate, that is this is the location to which we exit, we come out from the house or from the gate, from the yard into the outside. That is the union of the shah. So the sha'orim themselves, they're the they're part of the seichel. They're not the midas. They're the part of the seichel that directs you, that is the opening, the gate through which you can reach midas. So the shah, that the seichel including midas. In seichel gufa, the shah, the gate, is the lowest madrega, just in a house. The gate of the house, that's the furthest from the house. That's the way the house, the part of the house that's open to the outside. So that's like the lowest level. Seichel itself, the intellectual experience itself, is above feeling. The person is preoccupied with the intellectual analysis, the depth of the idea, so there, to understand it, then he's above the state of emotion. Another point, while you're up and analyzing it, still don't even know which feeling will result from that analysis, because he's still in the process of analyzing it. Only when the intellectual part of it is more reduced and hidden, only then do you reach the place that you lean towards the emotional part, that your analysis brings you to the conclusion that you should be leaning either chesed, either to the side of charity and not kindness, or din, or judgment. And also that aspect of the seichel makes you appreciate and feeling the for example the benefit of something, that makes you that creates the emotion of love. Then he goes even more, he breaks it down even more. What is yeshba toyes seichel beis madrigas? More specifically, in the seichel, in the leaning of the seichel, that's an opening to the midas. There's really two stages. The first stage is is leaning towards a certain feeling, but the emotion is not there yet. What is the dogma of that? And the judge analyzes the case in front of him and makes a decision that you're innocent or you're guilty. So that decision that the judge makes, either to say that this person is innocent or to say that he's guilty, that decision, the decision that the person is innocent doesn't have within it the feeling of love, or the opposite. If the decision that the person is guilty doesn't, at that point of the decision, in this intellectual part of the decision, does not contain sin, it doesn't hate it, but then the stage B in the atayas haseichel shemispal ba'amida, eine beseichel gufa, there's a low level in the seichel gufa, that the emotion, that the seichel brings it to a state of some type of emotional excitement within the seichel, which All right, so we'll continue. But okay, I'm flying to Israel today, so I'm not sure what's going to be tomorrow in the next few days. So I'll be in touch tomorrow. But let's say by 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll let you know if I can give the shiur.
On the WhatsApp, right? You'll post it. You'll post it.
Yeah. All right. That isn't cold. Bye.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.